But I believe up next, we're going to give scores a bit of a break, and we should be getting Bulby versus Grand Finals, yet another qualifier.
Bulby versus Grand Finals. Yeah, I just got to say, I'm looking at this graphic here. We knew that one player, I say knew, we expected that one player would be in Winners Finals. It would be Streaks. But who would be his opponent was a subject of much discussion. Will it be Zanatti? Will it be, I don't know.
Scores.
Will it be Scores? Yeah. Will it be Zone? Will it be Rambos? It's B Little. It's B bloody Little. I love it. And you know what? Like, I think watching that game, if there's any doubt as to why B Little should be this far in the tournament, yeah, he got those moves. He got those moves on him.
A true character specialist through and through, and I can hear my voice beginning to go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
sorry, chat. My voice is going. I'm coughing off stream every other moment. But we move. I need. I'm sorry, chat. I need boring sets. I need boring sets with no hype to conserve my voice. But
and unfortunately, realistically, you are not going to get that here.
You're going to see me suffer, but that's fine because that was actually a great set. To be fair, that could have gone game 5, but yeah, great stuff to be little there. But we'll see scores come back. Yeah, I presume we're going to be moving on to the loser side now. We've not seen the players come up, but I do see that pink attire. That is, of course, Grand Finals.
Yes.
I don't know. When did they become Grand Finals? I thought they've always been the GOAT.
I remember
they might have been something else.
I think I remember a while ago that they were like, I think the GOAT went to Grand Finals, and I think Taco was named like losers round 4.
Right.
I think they just both got in on this joke of like having to yell about like, oh yeah, losers round 4 is in winners quarters, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Peak of comedy, as it were.
I mean, I know comedy, and that's comedy. That's comedy. But yeah.
He does know comedy. He does know comedy.
I think, yeah, with the GOAT, I don't know if I'm going to call them Grand Final. I'm going to call them the GOAT. I'm very sorry. We'll go back and forth. We'll Grand Finals. I don't know if they're particularly active these days. I think they used to be. They were kind of traveled a little bit. They're kind of an old school player in a sense. They started when they were very young, as we were saying a little bit before. They won New Era 1, which was this kind of first Smash 4 Arcadian. And they've been a kind of like a really strong, never quite PR level in all, but always sort of knocking around. You know, would always be like a player you'd watch out for, no matter the skill level, even for the top players. But yeah, a bit less active these days. And there was a little bit of juicy kind of Twitter discussion beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Where, you know, back in the day, Grand Finals or the GOAT's mum would drive them around all these different tournaments. And I think when the GOAT like showed the bracket to their parents or like to their mum, their mum was like, what the? You've beaten this guy before. You've beaten this guy before. Why are you seated below them? Why are you seated below them? and go.
Right. That's great.
And they're letting them know. They're letting them know. So
they're like, hey. But watch this bracket run though.
I gotta say, like, I love a good bit of like kind of chatting a little bit, saying your stuff, and then backing it up. It's like you kind of put yourself at risk of being clowned, but when you deliver, and they are still delivering. You know, this is what losers quarters. So we will see, but yeah, again, if this feels like to say this is the new era, like new era is the connotation of the new rising up and coming UK players. We're seeing Bulby versus
I was about to say
this is like 2019 all over again. Like this would be like a winners quarters set or a winners semi set from like 3 years ago.
We've got like Streaks and little winners finals as well.
I know. I feel like this is not a new era. There are one or two new. Like a bit later on, we'll definitely see some of the new era players. But this is the old. This is an old damn era right now.
This is old era.
It's an era of players who've been good, kind of stepped back a little bit. Saw this opportunity to come back and be like, I can strut my stuff. I can show everyone I still got that. I still got that dog in me.
That's the thing though, like with both of these players, we've both mentioned that like they both used to be like super active, you know, arguably stronger in rankings in terms of the previous game.
Yep.
And then, you know, maybe both of them didn't quite warm to Ultimate in the same way that a lot of players did. But then, you know, slowly but surely.
I think they were both PR'd. I know Bulby definitely was. I think Legault or Grand Finals might have been like sort of teetering on the edge, maybe like the 15th spot.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I can't remember that far, but
like, this is the thing, is the fact that like, even after all this time, they are still incredibly talented and talented enough to get to this point where they're at this is another circuit finale qualifying match.
Yep. So we've got two in so far. We've got Streaks and B Little. So all of these quarter sets will decide the last 4. It's top 4 basically get the spots. So
yeah. So from here, we are gonna see. And again, I feel like I feel like Bulby, again, one of these players where they're sort of like this, it's like you mentioned, just this stone, this stoic.
You can't bait him.
No.
He feels like he just knows when to kind of do nothing, when to sit and shield. Very calming presence.
Yeah.
He's got ice in the veins, I feel like. You know,
Even
Bulby's
like
cool.
I remember, you know, he'd enter the odd tournament over lockdown.
Yeah.
And you'd see that something utterly ridiculous would happen to him, and he'd just be like, that's a shame.
Yeah.
And would just carry on. There was no rage. There was no particular excitement. It was just like, it was just calm. It was chill.
Yeah.
And
It'd be a curious sort of character picks, I think, because Legault or Grand Finals was known for their Greninja for a long time. I'd say last maybe year or so, more on the Joker.
Yes.
Whereas Bulby's had that tried and true Game & Watch since day one, baby. Yeah, a bit of Joker Game & Watch. It feels like we're getting a lot of like the kind of high-level US matchups. We've got Fox Game & Watch. We've got the other very common high-level matchup with Wii Fit Toon Link.
of course.
And now we're going a bit more back to reality with Game & Watch versus Joker. I'd be very surprised if it's not those two. But
Well, what's been wild is that actually I have seen the Greninja come out from Grand Finals over the course of today.
Oh,
I feel
really?
like they have been juggling the two.
Right, okay.
I forget who they were against on. It was someone on side stream. I can't quite recall. But they did end up going Greninja for the majority of the set. We did see it on this stream as well earlier with
Right,
Trundle.
okay.
Where
Oh, yeah, of course.
They
yeah,
ended
of
up.
course.
I don't
yeah.
remember whether they started, but they certainly won the set with Greninja. So
Yeah.
it's been nice to see. You know, there are quite a few people where they start with their Smash 4 main, then they bring up the new Ultimate main, and then they bring back the Smash 4 main, and then suddenly you got two very, very strong characters. With a lineup like Joker Greninja, like what matchup aren't you covering?
Yeah. All right, so we got Joker Game & Watch. I'd be curious to see. I personally haven't seen too much of Legault's Grand Finals as Joker. I know them as the Greninja player, so I'm curious. As I say, like what Bulby's excellent at, and we saw it against Streaks, for a lot of the games, is that Bulby just knows he just will happily sit and shield. He'll happily like dash back. He will pick his spots. You know, he's not going to run in and mash buttons in your face, which Game & Watch, there's always that temptation to do when you have moves like F tilt and down smash. But Bulby is, yeah, as we say, he takes his time.
Yeah, he's certainly a different beast. He's really got this like insane advantage state, and he pushes when you are, you know, at the mercy of Game & Watch.
Oh, he couldn't even confirm the down. That's the power of reversals that comes from Game & Watch. He tried the down air up smash. He got down air, he then gave the up smash.
Yeah, Grand Finals, they are just at a real deficit here, and even those like bread and butters that you consider standard, you've got to make sure that they are airtight against Bulby.
Oh, really strong start for Bulby. That the down tilt kill in there. That's wild. On Kalos, no less. Maybe a slight DI issue, but
No, for sure. And we can see here, Grand Finals, they're electing to take a little bit more of a passive approach here, but we can see Bulby getting that one hit of Nair, and Grand Finals, they are taking, 55%, but now Arsene's arrived.
Arsene has arrived. Yeah, we saw Grand Finals kind of taking a step back, shooting the gun a little bit more. You know, Joker, you see sometimes these like charts on Twitter of like character archetypes. Like Joker, the rushdown character. They're lying to you, Joycey. Joker wants to sit back, shoot the gun, press the button that goes yeehaw, press that side B. And we're seeing, it can be really strong, I think, Bulby's actually going really aggro with these last couple. Oh, he charged it!
Wow!
What the? That was such a good up smash. That's
That was
incredible.
such a good up smash from Grand Finals, just doing a real excellent job at just calling out, saying, okay, you know what, you're going to charge it in my face. I can do that too. And I don't need to charge because you're still going to die.
Yeah. All right, so we got a high percent here on Grand Finals, but yeah, I'm surprised that we know Bulby is the kind of more passive, patient player, but Bulby's actually kind of trying to close the gap, and 2 down tilts kill it. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is kind of wild. I mean, it is a ludicrously strong move, but in the same vein, on a stage like Kalos, you would expect maybe a little bit more livelihood from the Joker, but again, we're just seeing it time and time again. Bulby getting a lot of percent of just a little bit of commitment, and then suddenly, Grand Finals, they are struggling again and again.
Yeah, struggling to land against Game & Watch is always a pain. Game & Watch, so good at getting you up in the air and then juggling you with that nair, with that up air. And Joker landing can sometimes be a bit tricky, especially with Arsene. The counter, we saw Grand Finals go for it, but it didn't quite work out in the way the counter hitbox sends. Gets reversal again. Game & Watch is the king of reversals, I swear. You just never know when it's the right time to swing.
And it feels like Grand Finals is really, really just trying to get the most off stage. And they are, for the most part, doing quite well. But I feel like it's those, like, clutch kills. Bulby's not taking that much damage.
Yeah, we're seeing Bulby kind of slow the pace down a little bit. Wow. But he's got Grand Finals in this disadvantage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real difficult comeback, particularly from Bulby. Who, Bulby doesn't give you a dime, man. He doesn't give you a dime.
Ain't giving you a dime. That was, yeah, I think we were saying before, if Bulby knows the right times to hold shield, Joker, obviously a really kind of good sort of grab-heavy character, but also if you try to land stray hits just to like get the kill, you basically want Arsene. Like without Arsene, it feels like Legault's just not like that confident of sort of landing sort of stray hits on Bulby or on Bulby's shield. But we'll see. Yeah, really strong start for Bulby. He's still got it. He got that dog in him.
He really, really does. And whether it will remain in him, or
will it remain in him, or will Goat discover they also got that dog in them?
And we do obviously ponder the question of whether we're going to see the Greninja. It might be worth a go. Or
not a bad matchup, low-key. I might be wrong. I don't know what the Greninja players think in chat, but yeah, I think Greninja could work. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't a character issue that first game. I don't know. We'll see what Legault's thinking, but yeah, it just felt like Legault couldn't really get too much started until he got Arsene. But then, like, I don't know.
Legault say that, by the way.
Yeah, got it. But yeah, I think we'll still see the Joker for now. I think we'll still see the Joker.
We got a bit of Phoenix Wright music going on. Oh, we've got some bangers. But
the Greninja.
We are seeing the Greninja. An old love of yours, an old flame.
When I see the Goat Greninja, it makes me happy.
I was going to say
that takes me back to simpler times.
Yeah, there's a little something there, right? There's just a little flicker in the heart that makes me think, back when everything was peaceful. I guess.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I think Greninja's the classic whiff punish character. You know, the thing is though, if you're playing a whiff punish character, Bulby's not really giving you many whiffs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So in a way, Legault kind of has to. They kind of have to sort of set the pace, which is Greninja can do. You can press, you just mash dash attack if needs be. Oh, there it is, the classic, the day one, the drag down. Oh,
goodness, just catching the startup and the taunt as well. They are saying, you know what? If we're talking old school, let me show you who I am and who I was.
It's 2019 again, baby. It's 2019 again. We never left. An old school matchup with some old school characters. But yeah, this is working out great. I feel like that. We were saying before, the issue that Legault was having before was when they would get advantage state, couldn't really push it that far. I don't know, just because you're just scared of getting reversaled. I think a lot of Greninja's combos are either true, or they're true in a way where Game & Watch can't mash buttons out to escape them. And I think that's just working really well, because I think Legault's, Grand Finals got such a good advantage state with all their characters. And you want them to shine in that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Play to their strength.
I also feel like just having that forward air as well, just having that disjoint to just be able to, if you get a hit on Game & Watch, great. If not, you're doing a retreating forward air. Who on earth is punishing retreating Greninja forward air? It's just so... It's just
man. Joycey, they did footstool down. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry they did footstool down there.
Just a beautiful time.
Back in my day.
All the Greninja mains in the room, just something beautiful growing inside them. Remembering...
Footstool down air used to be the key that unlocked the world of Greninja combos. I think trying to get the drag down there, but yeah, this is look, Grand Finals, the in-game name is We Need to Cook, and they're cooking right now.
They are. They don't need to cook.
Jesse.
It's already happening.
Bulby, we need to cook. So we definitely are cooking.
And I was going to say, just again, spacing these forward airs around. And another Shadow Sneak!
Oh, how'd you like it, Bulby? Finally getting a reversal from the other side.
They kept that double jump and just bopped Bulby, but Bulby being like, okay, all right. Enough excitement. Enough excitement. It's time to chill.
That is the Bulby catchphrase. All right, guys, enough excitement.
Enough excitement.
Time to sit and chill with Game & Watch. But look, I think we were saying before, and it was the case in the streak set, once Bulby gets cooking himself, it's like there's a lot of damage there, but I think Greninja's so slippery. I think this is such a good matchup choice, I think, from Legault or Grand Finals in respect of the advantage state. I was going to say that, but then Legault just took forward.
also, I'm beginning to realize as well, I feel like a good reason why Greninja is a good pick is that Greninja's jump height means that you can punish those up Bs out of shield way better than Joker could as well. Particularly, you know, the up air as well. You miss the eye of that up air, you're dying at like silly %.
Yeah, it feels like the Grand Finals is doing
they're doing some very, very good work. They're just keeping it chill. They managed to get an early lead, and then they've just managed to just keep the pace just comfortable. Not too fast, not too slow. Told you
I think we've seen it was the case when we saw Streaks play the Fox against the Bulby Game & Watch. It was the case in that first game with the Joker. There's almost this kind of fear of being reversaled, of knowing when you actually want to swing. We said it a little bit before. I think with the Greninja, I think there's less of a fear about swinging against Game & Watch. And that in itself is like, because we know that what Legault or what Grand Finals can do in their advantage state, you want to play to that player's strength. And it's, we need to cook. They're cooking. They're cooking.
They are cooking. So we will see the adaptations that Bulby makes, of course. There are quite a few Greninjas in London. You, of course, got Crispy, you got Chicken.
Yeah.
There are a couple of others in there. So, you know, again, Bulby doesn't play too much, but also Greninja fundamentally hasn't changed too much.
No, I'd say the meta of this matchup feels more or less the same as what it was, bar like maybe a small few tweaks of maybe advantage state between the different characters. But, yeah, here we go. Bulby, we're seeing already much better stuff from here.
I was going to say, we mentioned earlier on the fact that even though Bulby is as cold as ice, it is a very, very hot advantage state, and Grand Finals having to find out the hard way, taking nearly 74%, but we're seeing it, the nice little three-piece there, forward air, dash attack, raw back air, beautiful.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I gotta say, there's a little bit of me that just loves watching the Grand Finals Greninja. It's the kind of pressure that comes from, you know, like we've seen before with Streaks' Fox, the kind of pressure that comes from dancing around. But Legault, Grand Finals, is not afraid to press buttons. Like we're seeing that dash attack, if it can cross up. You know, Bulby still feels a little bit on the ropes. That's going to kill Sub 100. That's a good back air. That's a nice back air. I must say, it's a nice back air.
It is, you know what, I'll go one step further. It's a very nice back air.
Very nice
It's a very nice back air. And that does kill ridiculously early. And the fact that it's just a lingering hitbox as well, it means that even if you just get that last hit, realistically, it's the only one you need. Yeah. It's the only one you need.
You were saying before about Greninja's jump height. We saw Bulby run off to try and edge guard Grand Finals. They just kind of went up and up beat really high.
Yeah,
we're never in danger.
And that was something that we also saw in the Streak set as well with Bulby, where Streaks was electing for more of these high recoveries just to avoid the ledge trap that Bulby's trying to set up.
All right, so we're seeing the Grand Finals kind of pushing their lead. I don't know what was in the mind there, but
I really, really respect the attempt, because with that amount of charge, that definitely would have killed. But we can see, again, Bulby, beautiful coverage with that back air, with those up airs as well, and nearly evening up the stocks here, Moke. Just took one interaction.
Yeah, I think as soon as Bulby kind of basically got a freebie from Grand Finals pressing that up forward smash, like the kind of 0 to 60 we talk about with many characters, they have that tax. You got to pay your tax and pay your 60% when you spawn off the Angel platform, and Game & Watch is so good at racking up that early percent.
Yeah, absolutely. Game & Watch definitely the tax man in this situation. You know, he just wants his money.
Yeah,
just wants his money.
They're going at it. It's such a different kind of way we saw the set being played previously. But maybe that's why you don't press buttons on Game & Watch, because you might get down smashed and die at very early percents.
Yeah, such an unfortunate landing there from Grand Finals, and just eating a forward smash afterwards to boot. And Bulby, despite a very, very decisive Game 2, has really, you know, they read the tag. He read the tag. He was like, you know what, fine, I will cook.
Oh, catches the jump there with the back air. So many great offstage back airs here from Grand Finals. But yeah, this was looking like Bulby's game to lose, and now yeah, Grand Finals right back in it.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well, is that if you can get a second game with the Greninja, it means that Bulby has got to adapt even harder and got to get those changes there. And I think that's the really, really scary part sometimes about Greninja, is that you get these moments where they play so safe, But in the same vein, Greninja has got some options that can kill really, really early off of a hard read or a really specific conversion. And that's such a dangerous thing that Bulby has got to keep in mind, is that, but not when you get down smashed on the platform. Sent to the skies is the poor frog.
Yeah.
The frog has been cooked.
It was a curious one. Like we were saying before, like how much confidence Grand Finals was having, sort of like hitting Bulby that game compared to the previous games. But as we said before, it's like threading a needle. Like if you mess up slightly, Bulby's got a down smash waiting for you. And yeah, it was kind of strange the way it was like landing on the platform as well to get the down smash. But
I've also got
Bulby taking it.
I've got to credit the fact that like Bulby's down smash hit rate has been
pretty good. It's been pretty good.
Particularly on a character like Greninja, where, you know, he's a slippery boy. Greninja is a slippery boy. So being able to get, and like down smash is not the fastest move in the world. So being able to catch Greninja in those situations, I think it was like a 2 out of 3 hit rate on that. I think so. Utterly ridiculous. And in those vital, vital moments where Bulby needed the kill.
Yeah, he got it. I think we saw a lot of, in the last game, I think what Grand Finals does is a lot of kind of empty hops. Like they kind of just sort of empty hop and jump back. And I think trying to bait Bulby to maybe going for like a rising nair and then whiff punishing that. But Bulby, as we say, in much of Bulby's games, not nibbling and trying to, or not taking the bait. Oh, took the bait, then goes for the rising nair and gets punished. But as I say, holding the line. But I think he's actually more punishing the Greninja landing as opposed to trying to contest in the air.
Yes.
Just landing those down smashes.
Yeah, and this is, you know, the tried and true sort of Bulby style almost being used against him here. We're seeing, you know, Grand Finals not taking too much damage until that point. Trying to get something. Oh my goodness, what a...
really wanted that roll in, but...
yeah, it would have been a lot of damage and potentially a kill to boot as well, but it not quite working out. And Bulby just managing to even stocks up against Grand Finals. And, you know, again, from the at the start of the game, and just, I feel like maybe Grand Finals gonna jump out just at the perfect moments that they weren't buried. Clutch moments there, just, again.
Oh, the miss input there. I think the side B was not intended. Recovering high, I think the mobility is a big thing as well. I think we've seen Grand Finals use both the Joker and the Greninja just to kind of weave around Game & Watch. Game & Watch isn't exactly slow, but compared to Greninja with that the jump height, that kind of speed on the ground, you know, it's it can be difficult to sometimes keep pace.
Yeah, and they're trying to get the up B water push away, try and get a bit of an early stock, but again, those quick forward airs, that massive disjointed hitbox, just finally taking Bulby's first stock.
Yeah, it still feels very back and forth. No one's really been snowballing all that recently in these last few games. We've talked about how strong Grand Finals has been. Well, that's it. We talked about how strong Grand Finals has been, but yeah, especially after that second game, Bulby's he's got some stuff cooking.
I don't know how I feel about the fact that Bulby has been successfully using down smash as an anti-air.
Yeah, that's so true.
I don't quite know how I feel about that. But the fact that it's working each and every time, it covers so much space around Game & Watch, and particularly when Grand Finals in those sort of like spicy disadvantage situations, and the temptation is to just land with an air, you know, or land on a platform, and Bulby is just there covering each and every side, just to make sure that you're taking some kind of punish no matter what.
Yeah, I think Bulby's kind of accepted, right? I'm not going to be able to contest Greninja every time, like air to air. There'll be sometimes where like the nair or the up air is appropriate, but in terms of catching the landings, you know, that's where actually he can get some of his big punishes. He's got a huge lead right now for this stock. Oh, the dash attack will not do it.
I was going to say, might have been a little bit stale, but it gets...
Untechable.
And at that point, there is literally nothing Grand Finals can do, and they're on their last stock, might just fall a little bit short of the finish line. Then that finish line, excuse me, stumbling over my words just at the stakes of this game.
Well, they're cooking. They're going back and forth. It still feels very swingy. Like, look at that. We thought Bulby had a massive lead, and it felt like it was his to lose, but already we're seeing Grand Finals. The Legoat Greninja. Oh, nearly got the up smash. Maybe slightly misspaced on the down tilt. The forward air is enough. I think Bulby might have been holding away.
Yeah, maybe just trying to get out of that situation entirely, but unfortunately ended up spelling his own demise. And yeah, as we mentioned earlier, the lead going so back and forth between these two players.
They are swinging. Like, you see that like Grand Finals isn't whiff punishing that much with the dash attack. They're kind of like using that as their aggressive approach option, which in itself is a risk against Game & Watch for all the reasons we've discussed, but they seem confident to kind of push the advantage, maybe catch Bulby out of shield.
We can see here Grand Finals just didn't quite get any kind of punish on the dash attack. They're trying to slow the pace down, trying to make sure that, you know, they can get a lot off a single hit. Oh, and the tech chase into the jabs. Not too much coming from it so far. Bulby just holding the center stage against Grand Finals. Dash attack, once again, it's been an option that Bulby's been going for a lot more in this game 4, and it's been working out really, really well for him.
He's catching landings. That seems to be the theme. Not trying to fight Legault always in the air, just catch the landings. Oh, speaking of catching landings, we see their Grand Finals, Legault landing with his own, or landing with their own punish of swords. The forward
wow,
going to game.
You're so light. Game & Watch is so light. I feel like that wasn't even suspect DI in that situation. I feel like it was just strong sword from Greninja go burr, you know?
Strong sword from Greninja does go burr.
Confirmed.
It's so swingy. I can't even feel like I know who the favorite's going to be in this final game. That Joker game to begin with was kind of a wash, but
it does feel like they're taking it in turns, almost.
Yeah. Now is it Bulby's turn now?
Yeah.
Is it Bulby's turn to win the game now?
Whose turn is it
to
at
win the game
moment? Because that was the thing. It felt like in the Streaks Bulby set, it felt a lot like they were like just constant like neck and neck, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, but they were like very much evenly matched, where it feels like almost like after Bulby's taken a stock, he sort of tags someone in and a much worse Game & Watch, and then Grand Finals is like, oh excellent, I'm going to take this stock, and then oh, I've taken that stock. There you go, right, your turn. Like they're just.
Bulby's got really strong in-game adaptation. We were talking about that score set before. Like people can be really good at the sort of in-between tournaments, go back and think, but Bulby really thinks on the fly, and this is it, game 5. It feels, I have no idea how this is going to go. It feels very swingy back and forth. I can imagine Bulby taking like 80% here, or putting 80% on Grand Finals, and then Grand Finals responding right back with the exact same.
Yeah, this has been a start that we've seen time and time again, where one player is like running away with it at the start, and then the other one just makes a comeback.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like every lead just feels like a little bit flimsy, no matter what the numbers at the bottom tell us.
Yeah. But we're seeing a much slower base game. I think Grand Finals, they want, they really want to advance. I don't know, we saw that such a contrast to the kind of aggression we saw. And that's maybe the back and forth. Like, when Grand Finals changed to Greninja, we saw them kind of go in with a lot more sort of aggressive aerials and dash attacks. And Bulby was kind of blown up by that, like, what the hell is going on? And then Bulby was slowly adapting, kind of figuring out ways of kind of playing around that. And then I think Grand Finals has in turn recognized that Bulby's caught on and is being more passive, but I think Bulby's cooking right now. Jesus.
My goodness, and I know that we were talking about how flimsy leads can be, but honestly, this is maybe the strongest lead that we've seen at any point in the set.
Yeah, it's a full stock right now.
And this is the thing, you've then got to play Bulby at his own game. You have to draw a drop of blood.
Draw blood from the stone.
So difficult. And when you've just got up, be out of shield, you just reset situations time and time again. Look at all of this pressure. It feels like for the first time, Bulby's running away.
Oh, Bulby. There's just a calm composure about the way he's playing. That parry to the down smash, the percent lead he's got now. Nah.
Yeah, maybe
I've seen comebacks happen, but it's the Bulby show. Oh, you saw? I think they wanted the up smash. Oh, but they get the forward air.
Yeah, this is so scary. And if Bulby can get out of the disadvantage, and there we go, back into center stage. Oh
my God, he read the, oh my God.
Just the read was there, but the down tilt was just that little bit quicker. Again, mere frames away, and Grand Finals finally gets a stock on the board, but they're at a pretty bad deficit right now.
All right, we've seen before, it's at these kind of percents where, you know, Bulby has to land something raw, and the players have not always been given, so they're giving the hit to seal the stock. So this is a big test for Bulby. Can he, are we going to get to 170 again, or can he close it out now?
Yeah, and just not even trying to push that.
Oh, he certainly can.
A conversion.
Hey, yo, you got drag downs? I got drag downs too.
Yeah, oh, that's a nice trick you got there. Let me try it. So insane from Bulby, just knowing that would work. in that moment, and it really felt like Grand Finals just had no option there to get away from that.
I don't think anyone in the room was expecting drag down nair down smash at that percent, but Bulby got the sauce, you know.
Really, really does, and he's a stock away from advancing through. But again, we're talking, and I wish these leads were stronger than they are, Mo. I wish that I could say right now that Bulby has got a massive lead, but he really, really doesn't. It just takes one conversion from Grand Finals to even this back up.
Low-key down tilt smash is going to kill like now, which is crazy. So, oh yeah, I think a slight Hail Mary. I think that is the I just want you to die forward smash. We've all been there where we're just like, we could play passive, but let's just go for a read. YOLO forward smash. Oh.
And just catching again the startup of the down air, but it's not quite working out. But Grand Finals has not actually taken all that much percent, all things considered.
Yeah, 100% on Bulby here, but yeah, landing against Game & Watch. You just sometimes feel like you don't get to play the game.
Oh, and that could have been everything right there.
Grab.
And this is the thing, Bulby just sets up the ledge trap. Here we go again.
Oh.
And off the stage, doesn't matter too much. Any percent is good percent at this point. Bulby, you know, we're talking borrowed time, but it's looking like a borrowed library book because
they read the air dodge.
Borrowed time's not returning here.
Oh, trying to get that up air. Somehow Bulby escapes that.
Such a real good moment. Yeah, it's not quite enough. Yeah, and we're just seeing it here, trying to get the stock again, but Bulby just about avoiding that forward tilt off the stage.
Grab.
We rinse, we repeat.
Another grab. Bulby really wants to finish this now. Aggressive dash attack. Trying to play on the fact that Grand Final is going to be a little bit nervous.
And the jabs, is that enough?
Possibly. Oh, it certainly is.
Wow.
Bulby takes it.
Bulby advancing into the circuit finale, into loser semis of New Era 3. He's still got it.
He's still got it. That's crazy. Bulby, I think we just forget because we haven't seen him at too many tournaments recently. We've had all these new whippersnappers up and coming with all their Fighter Pass 2 characters. But all I'm saying is, the old dog, you can teach him the same tricks again from 29. I'm making an elaborate metaphor. Bulby's still got it. Bulby's still got it.
He's still got it. Excellent.
Yeah. Credit to Grand Finals there. I thought they played really well. I think I really like the change. I like the decision to go to Greninja from the Joker. Yes. But I think it was like a really good like in-game adaptation back and forth. Like Legault or Grand Finals was kind of destroying Bulby as soon as they switched to Greninja. But then as soon as Bulby started to sort of figure a few things out, it became a lot more difficult. And I think it's that in-game adaptation that allows Bulby to... I think that's why he won the set, basically.
And I think the fact that both of them were like, you know, they were both sort of playing at pretty similar paces. Even just be that, like, you know, someone's playing just like a little hotter, and then it's a little hotter, and then it's a little hotter. The fact that Bulby had such a strong lead at the start of Game 5 meant that even if that pace was continuing, it wasn't quite enough.